Hello and welcome, my lovely learners. I'm Christine, your trainer, and today I've got this really exciting lesson for all of you to learn. It's going to be very simple, and yet it's going to make a difference with your English speaking skills. So are you ready? Let's look at what we're going to learn today. We're going to help you stop using basic English words. All right, so let's see how we're going to do this. For example, words like good, bad, big, small, and happy are words we use all the time, don't we? Of course we do. I use it too. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make a difference. We are going to get rid of these simple words and we're going to enhance your English so that you can replace these words with better words in your daily conversation. Okay, but before we jump into the lesson, I have something important to share with you. We have, especially for you, smartly designed English fluency course that has 3 parts. As you can see, part 1 is done by yours truly, which is me. Second part is done by my fellow trainer, Niharika, and the third by Seema. Okay, now this is going to take your English to the C1 level. All right, so we're going to be teaching you 450 phrases that gives you an entirely new aspect where you can speak so well and improve your English. And we have 1,000 examples to be with it. Okay, so that's going to really make you speak English better. Let me tell you, this course is available on all devices, whether it's your mobile, your laptop, your tablet, okay? And there's a link in the description below. So if you want, check it out, but not right now. Wait for this lesson to end and then you can check it out for sure. Now let's get back into our lesson. The first word I want you to cancel from your vocabulary is good. Why? All right, now good is a word we use all the time. It is a lovely word, no doubt about it. At the same time, we can improve on using good. Okay, I'm going to show you examples. Now, these 3 examples all have good in it. We can improve on these sentences, right? So, for example, before we start, I want to get rid of good for good. Okay? All right. So let's look at the first sentence. The first sentence is, her good leadership skills inspired the entire team. Now, this just sounds like something anybody would say, right? But if you want to stand out, let's replace good with exemplary. Okay? Exemplary. Say it with me. Exemplary. Very good. Okay, so her exemplary leadership skills inspired the entire team. Now, if you use a sentence like this, wouldn't you stand out? Wouldn't somebody say, wow, I like the way you said that, right? So we can actually replace good with a word like this. Now, the second example, the chef prepared a good meal for the guests. Yeah, good is not so bad, right? I know. But we can replace it here with superb. I know you're going to say superb. Come on, Christine. Superb is just a normal word. I mean, it's just like any other word. But let me tell you, it's definitely better than good here, right? I'm sure you'll agree. So you can even use the word superb and it sounds really good. Let's look at the third sentence. His dedication to community service is good. Now, this sounds like it's just good. But if you say it's commendable, it just shows that, wow, you know, his dedication to the community service is commendable. So try using this. I would like you all to use these words that we're replacing with good and write a sentence and share it in the comments below. All right? Make sure you do your homework. Let's look at the next word, which is bad. We want to get rid of bad. Okay? Now, these are the sentences. They all have bad in it, as you can see. So we are eliminating it right away. So the first sentence, the weather during our vacation was bad. It rained every day. I know we say that so often, right? Ah, it's so bad. This is bad. That is bad. Let's see what we can replace it with here. Atrocious. atrocious. Say that with me. Atrocious. Well done. The weather during our vacation was atrocious. It rained every day. That's a fantastic word to replace with bad. Let's look at our next sentence. The team's performance in the game was bad. They lost by a large margin. They lost by a large margin. We can't just say the performance was bad, right? We can replace it with abysmal. Say that with me. Abysmal. Let me help you with this. Abysmal. Got it? Abysmal. Super. All right. The third sentence. The conditions in the overcrowded refugee camp were bad. Now imagine. Overcrowded refugee camp. You can't just say it was bad. We're replacing it with deplorable. Okay? So when you use the word deplorable, it shows that it was really, really, really bad. Okay? So use these words. These are fantastic words to replace bad, and try putting a sentence with any of these words or with all of these words, and please share it with us. Let's move on. Big. All right. These are the 3 sentences, and we're going to, first things first, eliminate the word big. All right. The first sentence. The company built a big factory to meet the increasing demand. Imagine, factory. Factory. What can we replace big with? Colossal. Say that with me. Colossal. Correct. Now, colossal is like this big, grand word, right? So you can replace big with colossal. All right. Now, the next sentence. The ship was big and could accommodate thousands of passengers and crew members. Ship. Big? It can't be just big. A ship is gigantic. Say that with me. Gigantic. Now here, even though it's G, we're not saying G, right? We're pronouncing it as a J. Gigantic. So when you use this word, use it correctly. So gigantic is like a giant. So you're talking about a ship. So replace big with gigantic here. The third sentence. The desert stretched out before them. Its big landscape was awe-inspiring. We're talking about something that's awe-inspiring. What are we going to replace big with here? Immense. All right? So it was immense. So I would like you all to use these words. These are amazing words that can be replaced with big. And when you are going to use them, I am guaranteeing you people are going to say, wow. Make sure you write a sentence and share it in the comments with these 3 words. All right, let's move on. Small. Okay, it is a small word, but it can be replaced as well. Our sentences are these, and we are going to first, you know what we're going to do? Get rid of the small. All right, let's not play small, all right, people? Our first sentence, the jewelry was so delicate, each piece had small details. What can we use here? Let's see. Minuscule. Minuscule. So this is a fantastic word to use instead of small. Minuscule details. It just shows that you are referring to something tiny. All right. The next sentence. She wore a small dress that complemented her slender figure. I know all the imaginations are running wild here, but let's focus on the word. What are we going to replace small with? Petite. It's a beautiful word. I use it a lot. Okay. She wore a petite dress. It makes it feel very like delicate and, very petite for a small frame. So use this word and you will actually say, you'll feel good when you're using it yourself. The third sentence. The small font in the contract could have been more readable. We all know what that's like, right? Everything has that small font, right? So we don't want to use small font because they're not just small, they are tiny. So instead of small, you actually can say tiny. That's like more than small. All right, so next time you want to use small, you can actually replace it with these fantastic words. Let's move on to our next. Happy, my favorite word. It's something that I relate to so often. But let's see how these sentences are placed, okay? So, we are going to first move happy. I know, you're not happy about it, but I can promise you we have another word for this. Okay, so as we are moving that, let's focus on the first sentence. They were happy when their favorite team won the championship. Now tell me something. When your favorite team wins the championship, are you just going to be happy? Of course not. You are going to be ecstatic. It is the most highest level of being happy. Ecstatic. So when you say it, you feel excited too. So you have to say they were ecstatic when their favorite team won the championship. So when you feel really excited, say I'm ecstatic. So make sure you use this word. It's an amazing word. The crowd erupted into happy cheers as the fireworks lit up the sky. Can you imagine a crowd just being happy? We can replace it with jubilant. Jubilant. Say that with me. Jubilant, right? So you're not saying jubilant, you're saying jubilant. All right, make sure you get the word right. So this is another way of saying happy, but it's more than happy. Okay, let's look at our last sentence here. She was happy to receive a surprise gift from her best friend. Imagine getting a surprise gift. I would not just be happy, I would be delighted. All right. So this is a lovely substitute for happy. You can use the word delighted here. So when you say, you can actually say, I was delighted that she surprised me, or he or she was delighted. Come on, it's such a happy word, but more than happy. All right. So I hope these words have stayed with you. Use them well, use them appropriately, and you'll feel ecstatic about it. So we have finally learned 15 new words for basic English words that we have been using on a regular basis in our regular conversation. Once these are replaced with these fantastic words, you will feel good and it will make a difference to your conversational skills. Now, before I go, I want to remind you, like I mentioned earlier, about this wonderful course that we have for you, which is the Speak English Naturally course in 3 parts. Like I already told you that it will be in the link in the description below. You have to check it out because it has 450 smart English phrases with 1,000 examples. What more do you want? All right. And you will be speaking advanced English with the C1 level English category. So you don't want to miss out on this. It's going to be amazing. Make sure you click on the link in the description below. And with that, we end today's session. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that these words are going to make a difference in your day-to-day conversational skills, because when you use them, you'll feel great, your English will improve, and you're going to be loving yourself, and so will others. All right, have a wonderful time. Until our next lesson, this is Christine saying bye for now.